welcome to the Yolŋu Matha self-directed learning video series. This video is about pronunciation in the Yolŋu language. Arguably it's the best place to start in learning Yolŋu Matha. Yolŋu Matha has 31 letters in the alphabet and 31 sounds in the language. Once you have learned what sound each letter makes, you can pronounce and read any Yolŋu Matha word. It has been said that learning Yolŋu Matha is an occupational hazard to your tongue. Some people suggest that you might injure your tongue when learning Yolŋu Matha. This is because your tongue is much more active pronouncing the Yolŋu Matha sounds than with English. I once had a Yolŋu person teaching me say, ask the class to say, "How are you?" And everybody did so, and she said, "Now what was your tongue doing when you said that?" And everybody said, "Oh, I was just sitting there." And then she said, "Now say namirni," which is the Yolŋu for how are you. And of course one's tongue was moving all over the place. Namirni. That's one thing to remember as we start going through each of the letters in turn, that you really need to give your tongue a workout. And the second thing to remember with pronouncing Yolŋu Matha words is that they always emphasize the first syllable. So bapa, bapa, the word for father, always has the emphasis on the ba and not the pa at the end. Yolŋu, Yolŋu Matha, always emphasizing the first part of the word. We're now going to go through each of the 31 sounds and letters in the alphabet, starting with the 6 vowels. There are 6 vowels in the Yolŋu Matha alphabet, but there are in fact only 3 sounds that you make. Each of the 3 sounds can either be held for a short time or held for a slightly longer time, about twice as long, and that makes up the 6 different vowel sounds. So firstly we have the letter O and the letter U, both of which have the O sound. So it's like the English word law, or the English word put. But it's actually the same sound. We see both these sounds in the word Yolŋu. Yolŋu. Yolŋu is spelt with Y-O-L-N-U. So you hear the 2 sounds, but they're the same. Yolŋu, Yolŋu. One's longer than the other. The second 2 vowels are the A and the long A. The long A is denoted with 2 dots above the A. Bapa, bapa. Can you hear how it's the same sound? Ah. The final 2 vowels are E and I. Again, it's the same sound, shorter and longer. The Yolŋu word for a wallaby is wirti, 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 e. So the I is an I sound, and the E is a longer E sound. Wirti, wirti. We're now going to move on to the consonants. Among the consonants, there are some that are similar or the same as English, and there are quite a few that are different to how you would pronounce them in English. What I'm going to do is start off by mentioning the consonants which are more or less the same as English. So they are M, L, D, T, N, W, and Y. All of these have the same symbol or letter in the alphabet and have the same sound as in English. Now I'm going to go through each of the sets of letters that are different to how you would pronounce them in English. So firstly we're going to look at the letters B, P, K and G. Now these letters are slightly different to English in that they are not aspirated. Now what that means is that you don't blow any air out when you say them. So one of the best ways to learn to make sure you're doing the right thing is to get a tissue or a piece of paper and put it in front of your face and say b, b, b. If you're saying b, 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 like you might in English, the paper will move with the air. But if you're saying but, then you won't feel any air coming out of your mouth. Now use the word for father again. Papa, papa, papa. Now those two letters, B and P, father is B, long A, P, A, papa. One is voiced and one is not. So they're actually the same, just lips together, B or P. You can only say the P if you've got two vowels either side of it, because it actually doesn't have any voice or aspiration, so that's all it really is. But you hear it if you say papa, papa, papa. These letters are what's called a stop, so you stop the air as you're saying it, papa, papa. Now the K and the G are in the same way, voiced and unvoiced, so G is G and K again is the same sort of stop, but without the voicing. Now the word Gaykamangal is someone's name. Gaykamangal, Gay, you can hear the G and then the K stop doesn't get voiced. Gaykamangal, Gaykamangal, Gaykamangal. The next three sounds that we're going to look at are called the interdental sounds. That simply means that in order to say them, you put your tongue between your teeth, like that. Now they are represented by NH, TH and DH. These are two letters put together meaning one sound, much similar to SH and TH in the English language. And they denote an N that you say with your tongue between your teeth. Nama, nama, which is the word to see. Nama. Or Dawu, 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 the word for story. Dawu, Dawu. It starts with your teeth, tongue between your teeth. And Yolŋu Matha, Matha, Matha is the word for tongue, and if you say it without the tongue between your teeth, it won't sound right. Yolŋu Matha, Yolŋu Matha, Yolŋu Matha. No, it's Yolŋu Matha. The next three sounds that we're going to look at are NY, TJ and DJ. So again, they're two letters that represent one sound. Now these sounds are all made by putting your tongue behind your upper and lower teeth. So Gumat, Gumat, Gumat is one of the clans near Nhulunbuy. The sound is again not voiced, so technically you would say Gumat. You really not hear it at the end of the word. But a word like jut jut, jut jut has the same letter in it, the word for goodbye. Jut jut. You curl your tongue over and it touches the bottom teeth at the back and top teeth at the back. Jama, Jama, DJ long A M A is the word for work. Jama, Jama. Make sure you're curling your tongue right over to say that. Another word that has the NY in it, Mainmak, Mainmak. Remember, NY is one letter. Some people will see the word Mainmak written M-A-N-Y-M-A-K and say Minimak, which is not correct because the NY is its own little letter. Now it sounds a little bit like the A there is going A, but that's simply a function of your tongue moving to where it needs to say the NY. Mainmak. The next five letters that we're looking at are the retroflex letters. They are created by moving your tongue backwards in your mouth and touching the top of your mouth with your tongue. They are the D, T, R, L and N, can all be said with retroflex, and they're denoted by having an underline under the letter in the alphabet, except for the letter R, simply because there's no R in the language that is not retroflex. So therefore there's no line under the R. Garra, garra is the word for spear. Garra. See that my tongue turns backwards in my mouth in order to say the R. Another interesting word is the word for mother, which has two retroflex letters straight after each other. Ngarndi, ngarndi. The N and the D are both said with your tongue curling backwards. Ngarndi, ngarndi. The next letter we're going to look at is the N. Now this letter is the only letter in the alphabet which has a symbol that is not already in the English alphabet, not counting the underlines, and it's an N with a tail on it. Now this letter is similar to the sound that we make in English by saying the word sing or ring. The final sound in sing and ring is like the It's often found to be quite difficult to learn by non-Yolŋu Matha speakers because they actually use the sound in the middle of words and at the start of words, and we have trouble with having it at the start of words. Often it's said that it's easier to learn this if you say the word sing before you start a Yolŋu Matha word. So you might say sing, sing, ngarndi, sing, ngarndi, 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 ngarndi. You need to put the back part of your tongue up on your hard palate inside the back of your mouth and say and then move on to a vowel. Ngarndi, ngarndi. The next letter is one that is symbolized by a double R. Whenever you see a double R in Yolŋu Matha words, that means you trill the R. Brr, brr. It means that your tongue comes up to the top of your mouth near the front and you pass air over it to cause it to go rrr, rrr. Some other languages like Scottish and German use the rrr in their language, but we don't. So sometimes it can be hard to pick up for non-Yolŋu Matha speakers. The word for I, ngara, ngara. So it's not ngara and it's not ngarda, it's ngara. Or the word to give, gurupan, gurupan. It's not gurupan, gurupan. Sometimes Yolŋu will be speaking quite quickly and all you'll hear is a single flap as they go through. So it's important to be careful to listen what sort of R you're hearing. But when you're practicing, it's you don't need to speak that fast. You just trill the R. Gurupan, gurupan, ngara, ngara, ngarko. Okay, the last sound that we're going to look at on this video is called the glottal stop. And this sound is denoted by simply an apostrophe in the language. So whenever you see a word that has an apostrophe in the middle of it, you know there's what's called a glottal stop there. And again, you have to say it or else it changes the meaning of the word. Now, I need to demonstrate what a glottal stop is. Ready? Ah, 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 stay alive, stay alive. Ah, 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 stay alive. I apologise for my singing, but that ah, ah, ah shows us the glottal stop. We don't sing ah, staying alive. We say ah, 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 ah. In between each of the ah is, we stop the air in our throat down near our glottis and no sound comes out, and then we start again with the next sound. So that's what a glottal stop is in the Yolŋu Matha language, and like I said, if you don't put it into words then it doesn't get, then the meaning can change. So the word to help, gunga yun, gunga yun. It's not gunga yun, it's gunga yun. And interestingly, they can have the glottal stop at the end of certain words where you'd think you shouldn't be able to hear it, but really you can. So the word ma, which means good, done, finished, ma. It's not ma or ma, it's ma. Stop. And thank you for listening to our video. I would recommend anybody who would like to learn more about pronouncing Yolŋu Matha words, there's this CD and booklet that you can purchase from the ARDS website, www.ards.com.au, and it has a much more in-depth lesson on all the pronunciation of the Yolŋu Matha language.